Imagine a baby is born. The doctor looks at the baby and goes silent because the doctor cannot answer the most basic question in that delivery room. Is it a boy or a girl? This is not a fictional story. This happens in hospitals around the world every single day. And when it does, it doesn't just create a medical challenge. It creates a legal challenge, an ethical challenge, and a deeply human challenge. Today, we are going to talk about exactly that. Welcome to the channel, and today's topic is disorder of sexual development, its medical reality, and its medical-legal implications. Before we dive in, if you're new here, this channel covers forensic medicine, medical jurisprudence, and topics that sit right at the intersection of medicine and law. So if that interests you, subscribe right now because you're in the right place. All right, let's get into it. So first, what exactly is disorder of sexual development? DSD is defined as a group of congenital conditions in which the development of chromosomal sex, gonadal sex, or anatomical sex is atypical. In simple language, it means the biological processes that normally make someone male or female did not follow the expected path during fetal development. Now, you may have heard older terms like intersex or hermaphrodism. These terms are still used, but the modern preferred medical term is DSD, because it is more accurate, more dignified, and more clinically useful. And it is this term, DSD, that you will see in exam papers, court records, and medical reports today. To understand DSD, we first need to understand how normal sex development works. It all begins the moment a sperm fertilizes an egg. If the sperm carries a Y chromosome, the genetic sex is 46XY, male. If the sperm carries an X chromosome, the genetic sex is 46XX, female. This is called chromosomal sex, and it is determined at the very moment of conception. Then, around the 6th to 7th week of fetal life, the gonads begin to develop into either testes or ovaries. This is called gonadal sex. The hormones produced by these gonads, especially testosterone and anti-Mullerian hormone, then shape the internal ducts and external genitalia. This is called phenotypic sex, what you see on the outside. So remember this three-step sequence: chromosomal sex, leading to gonadal sex, then phenotypic sex. In DSD, there is a disruption at one or more of these steps. And depending on where the disruption happens, the presentation can be very different. Now, let's talk about classification, and this is important for your exams. DSD is divided into three major categories. Category 1, sex chromosome DSD. Here, the problem is in the chromosomes themselves. The most important examples are Klinefelter syndrome, 47XXY. The person has an extra X chromosome. Genetically male, but may develop breast tissue, reduced fertility, and feminine body proportions. Turner syndrome, 45X, the person has only one X chromosome and the second sex chromosome is missing. Genetically female, but the ovaries fail to develop, leading to infertility and lack of pubertal development. Other examples include 47XYY and 47XXX syndromes. Category 2, 46XY DSD. Here, the chromosomal sex is male, but sexual development goes in a different direction. The most important example is androgen insensitivity syndrome, or AIS. In this condition, the body cells cannot respond to testosterone, even though testosterone is being produced normally. As a result, despite being 46XY, the person develops female external features. They may be raised as female their entire life and may not even know their chromosomal sex until adulthood. Another example is 5-alpha reductase deficiency, where testosterone cannot be converted into its active form, causing ambiguous genitalia at birth. Category 3, 46XX DSD. Here, the chromosomal sex is female, but virilization or masculinization occurs. The most common cause is congenital adrenal hyperplasia, or CAH. In CAH, the adrenal glands overproduce androgens, which causes a female fetus to develop masculinized external genitalia. Another example is ovotesticular DSD, where the same individual has both ovarian and testicular tissue, either separate or combined. Now, here's the part that makes this topic truly fascinating and absolutely critical from a forensic medicine perspective. What happens when DSD walks into a courtroom? Let's go through the key medical legal issues one by one. Issue 1. Legal sex determination. In every country, the law requires a person to have a recorded legal sex. It affects marriage, inheritance, passport, national ID, voting rights, and criminal liability. When a person has DSD and their biological sex is ambiguous, the court may ask a forensic physician, what is the sex of this individual? And this is not a simple question. The forensic expert must consider chromosomal sex through karyotyping, gonadal sex through imaging or biopsy, hormonal sex through blood tests, phenotypic sex, what the body looks like externally, psychological sex, the person's own gender identity, and social sex, how the person lives and is recognized in their community. No single factor is enough. The expert must weigh all of them together and present a balanced, evidence-based opinion. Issue 2. Marriage and DSD. Under the law, marriage typically requires one biological male and one biological female. Now, imagine a person with complete androgen insensitivity syndrome. They appear fully female externally. They've been raised as female their entire life. They get married to a man. Later, it is discovered they are chromosomally 46XY and have no uterus. Can this marriage be declared void? Can it be grounds for a nullity? These are real legal questions, and they have come before real courts. The answer depends on the jurisdiction, but in general, if the condition was not disclosed before marriage, it can be grounds for a nullity on the basis of fraud or incapacity for consummation. Issue 3. Sexual assault and rape. In cases of sexual assault, the sex of the victim and the accused is legally significant. Traditional definitions of rape under IPC Section 375 or Bangladesh Penal Code were framed around male perpetrators and female victims. When a person with DSD is involved, the forensic physician must carefully examine and document the anatomy and provide an objective, detailed medical opinion. Modern amendments to rape laws in many countries have broadened definitions, but the forensic report remains the foundation of the legal case. Issue 4. Paternity and maternity disputes. A person with ovotesticular DSD may have both ovarian and testicular tissue. Medical legal questions can arise. Can this person father a child biologically? Can this person give birth? Who is legally recognized as the parent? These questions require genetic analysis, reproductive assessment, and careful expert testimony. And as reproductive technologies advance, these questions are only going to become more frequent in courts. Issue 5. Gender assignment surgery and ethics. When a baby is born with ambiguous genitalia, parents are often pressured to make a quick decision to surgically assign a sex. But here is where medicine and law collide, because these surgeries are irreversible. The child, which is the actual patient, has no voice in this decision. International human rights bodies, including the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child, now recommend that non-emergency genital surgeries on intersex infants should be delayed until the child is old enough to consent for themselves. Performing irreversible surgery on a non-consenting infant raises serious legal questions, including medical negligence, violation of bodily autonomy, and potential liability of the surgeon. Countries like Germany, Malta, and Greece have already passed laws restricting such surgeries. This is a rapidly evolving area, and it's something every future doctor must understand. Issue 6. Criminal responsibility. Old forensic literature once suggested a link between 47XYY syndrome and aggressive or criminal behavior. This was even used as a legal defense in some criminal cases, the so-called super male defense. But modern forensic medicine firmly rejects this. A chromosomal abnormality alone does not exempt anyone from criminal responsibility. It may be considered as part of a broader psychiatric evaluation, but it does not and should not be used to deny accountability for criminal acts. Issue 7. Human rights and legal recognition. Persons with DSD have the right to accurate diagnosis, the right to privacy, the right to legal recognition of their gender identity, and the right to live free from discrimination. In Bangladesh, the Hijra community, which includes many individuals with intersex conditions, was officially recognized as a third gender in 2013. This was a landmark decision, and it has significant medical legal implications for documentation, healthcare, marriage law, and inheritance rights. So what is the role of the forensic physician in all of this? When a DSD case comes before the court, the forensic physician must conduct a thorough clinical examination, recommend investigations like karyotyping, hormone panels, pelvic ultrasound, and MRI, prepare a clear, objective, unbiased medical report, maintain complete confidentiality of the patient's information, and testify in court as an expert witness clearly without taking sides. The forensic physician's opinion can determine the outcome of a marriage case, an identity dispute, a criminal trial, or an inheritance claim. So the responsibility is enormous, and it must be carried with both scientific rigor and human sensitivity. Let's bring it all together. DSD, disorder of sexual development, is a group of congenital conditions where chromosomal, gonadal, or phenotypic sex development is atypical. It is classified as sex chromosome DSD, 46XY DSD, and 46XX DSD.